Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly, presented by Whiskerware Apparel. Along with Doc Lang, I'm Lyle Stokes. Cindy's here, and we have Kris Flores with us tonight. How's it going, Doc?
Pretty good. Warm in Ohio for the end of December. It's 50 degrees today.
Well, it was 50-some here today, 60 yesterday, and pretty comfortable for this time of year for us, too.
Oh, yeah. Supposed to be 53 here tomorrow.
Sounds like it's time we need to be out fishing, buddy.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I still got to work, though.
Yeah, I understand. So. It's that time of the year, and we're busy and getting everything done, and that's kind of the way it is.
Christmas time coming.
That's right. We're not far away. I have a tournament result I would like to share with everybody. It's from the Catfish Mafia Tournament Series. They had a tournament December the 16th. And it was cold, 25 degrees to start, and it was very windy, they tell me. First place in big fish, total weight on 2 fish now, was 102.2 pounds and 51.8 for a big fish. So they had pretty good weigh-in. That a 2-fish limit, that's pretty good. 2 50-pound fish is pretty good. That was Roger Sonder and Glenn Sonder, and second place was Robert and Rob Hildebrandt with 86.2 pounds. Third was Mark Chrisman and Dion with 76.4 pounds. Next was Andrew Lentz and Cody with 68.8 pounds, and Steve Fradasso and Chad Shade with 58.8. That's the first tournament results we've had in a little bit.
Quite a while, yeah.
Yep, kind of excited about that. I know the guys in Oklahoma and Texas and stuff are still doing some fishing, but I can't keep up with all of them if they don't send them to me. There's just too much stuff going on anymore to keep track of all that. So
right,
still pretty good to catch 2 50-pound fish for a weigh-in and get big fish and total weight. That's really good.
Yep, and we got winter blues on the way too.
We do have winter blues.
It's 18 days,
How
11
many?
hours. 18 days, 11 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds away.
I knew you'd know. I knew you would know. Now, the next question is, do you have the date and time for the Catfish Conference?
67 days, 12 hours, 55 minutes, and 44 seconds away.
Good job, Doc. Man, that's outstanding. You keep track of all that like you do. I'm impressed, man. Those are the 2 big events we got coming up that I'm aware of. There's some other stuff going on, but those are the 2 big events. And I know we're all looking forward to getting the Winter Blues. I think they got Jody's going to be on with us here later on in the show and go over some stuff. He's got an announcement he wanted to make, so we're going to have him on here after Kris and Peter. Pardon me. Peter's having a little trouble getting logged in. If he gets signed in, he'll be joining us here in a little bit. But Jody has an announcement he wants to make, and I said, hey, let's get it on here and do it, and we'll find out what he's got going on. And I think, if I read that correctly, 140 some boats that are already signed up. So that might be, this may be the largest Winter Blues on Wheeler ever.
Yeah, I don't know how many they've had in the past, but this is going to be a big one.
Yeah, the 2 that we was at, we didn't go last year on account of me having shoulder surgery, but the 2 that we was at was around 100 boats. I don't remember if it's over or under, or what, but it was in that neighborhood. But the Midwest represents really well down there, so there'll be a lot of guys traveling. Hope the weather's good so everybody has a safe trip down there and back. I know that's always kind of an issue, and but you know, every time we went down there, the worst we ever got in was a rainstorm on the way back, and it was a monsoon. I mean, the wind was blowing and rain hit like a hurricane, you know, but that's just part of the deal. That sure beats the snow and ice and stuff that we could have.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right. Anything else you need to go over before we get started, Doc?
How about that 200th show we had last week?
Wow.
Wasn't that outstanding? Man, we had so many people on here.
Yeah, and since you brought that up, I do want to mention that I have a ton of people that I assumed was going to send prizes out from their location to the people, and they sent them to the house. We're still getting them coming in. So if you haven't received your prizes yet, don't get excited. They're on their way. We got some in Saturday. We got some in today. And as soon as we get them repackaged and shipped out, they'll be on their way to you. Miscommunication on my part or whatever, but I assume that most of them just ship them direct to the people when they contact them, and some of them sent the package to me, which is fine. We'll just get them relabeled and shipped on out just as quick as we can. But remember, it is Christmas time, and the mail, they don't call it snail mail for no reason at all, because that's what it is.
Yeah, right.
This time of the year, you're at their mercy.
Yep.
All right. Welcome to Catfish Weekly, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh man, we've been needing to have you on here for a long time. I think the last time we visited with you was at the Catfish conference.
The first one, I think. I didn't even get a chance to get out there in the second one.
You know, we see you down there, but it was a zoo down there last year, wasn't it?
It was crazy. I was telling some people it was so busy that I had to take a bathroom break about 9 o'clock. I didn't make it till about 1 in the afternoon.
I completely understand what you're saying. We went through that, and Doc and I have talked several times about the fact that we was sitting across the aisle from Bass and Moore, and you know, we just get bits and pieces of them. It was so crowded. It wasn't 20 or 30 feet from us, but we never got to see them or anything they had.
Yeah, it was a great show, and I'm looking forward to this year. So
absolutely. Are you driving out or flying out?
No, we fly out. It's a long haul for us, so we just hop on the plane and we're there in about 4 hours or something like that.
That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know. You know, I don't know how you operate your when you bring products and stuff with you, whether you brought them on a plane or you shipped them out previously, or how that worked.
Yeah, I'll send them out ahead of time. Steve Douglas, he's a good buddy of mine, and he says just send them on over to me, and I'll make sure you get them over there. So he's kind enough to do that for me. So
Steve is doing a lot of good quality stuff. I visited with him on the phone the other day a little bit, and I know that he is working really hard to get his building done, and he's like the rest of us. It's Christmas times and orders coming in, and he was called me to check on the prize that we give away to make sure they all went to the same person and different things. And I asked him about how his building was going. He said, well, this Christmas rush kind of got him, you know, pinned down a little bit, and I understand, but you know, I'm excited for him with that new building. I think it's going to be a really good thing for him, and I look for a lot of cool stuff to come out of there.
Yeah, I tell Steve, I said, man, I wish you lived closer. I'd go down there and I'd hang all that drywall and stuff for you, and we just go fish on the weekends, you know?
I don't know how he does that drywall. I'm hoping he gets somebody else to do it, because I'm telling you what, that's pretty tough work right there.
Oh yeah. I've been a general contractor for since '03, but I've been doing construction and carpentry work since I was 19, and yeah, I'm looking for a career change, maybe into the fishing world.
There you go.
You got a pretty good start on it, man.
Thanks. I don't know how much more my back can take of that hanging drywall and putting in floors and stuff.
You know, My dad was a carpenter. Cindy's dad was a carpenter. She's got a brother that's a really good carpenter. And when, of course, my dad passed away when I was pretty young, but when I was little, he would do work on weekends, roof houses and things like that. And I'd carry shingles up to him on a ladder. When I first started doing that, I could only carry 3 at a time. By the time I was 15, I was carrying a bundle at a time. And then he was getting to where he wasn't able to do much. But it was not my line of work. I can't build anything out of wood. Don't have any intentions of learning how to do it. Don't want to do it. I leave that to guys like you that know what they're doing.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's just it's backbreaking work, you know, and that's why I look forward to these fishing trips and YouTube. It's interesting how that YouTube is. I just kind of jumped into it. I kind of do that with anything and everything I do. I just dive in head first and see what happens, you know. But YouTube was one of those things that I just kind of went with it, and just to see what would happen. I threw a video out. People liked it. They asked for more videos. And here I am going in March. It'll be 6 years I've been making videos. And now I'm get invited to places like the Catfish Conference and things like that. And man, it's just taken off to a level that I never imagined it would have, you know?
Well, it very much has. And I know that you've been very successful. You have a huge following. Your videos are down to earth and they're entertaining, and that's what makes the factor that people want to watch them so great, in my opinion.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Doc, you got anything that you'd like to visit with Kris about?
Yeah, kind of go over where you fish at, because I keep hearing people say that you fish in a little river, or you know, maybe it's a creek or whatever it is. I know you catch my favorite fish. So,
so I'm over here in New Mexico, and for some people, I have to say New Mexico, USA, because they don't understand that that's part of the United States for whatever reason. But we fish the Rio Grande River. It's nothing like the Ohio or the Mississippi or anything like that. I was telling Lyle the other day when we went down to the Mississippi River Monsters that Byron was with me, and he says, man, why don't we have bridges like that where we're from? And I told him, because all you got to do is put in 4-wheel drive and drive across it to get to the other side, you know? So yeah, average depth over here is 4 foot deep. You know, you find a couple of holes that are maybe 8-9 foot. Every once in a while, you'll find a 12-foot hole or something like that if you're lucky. But I mean, there's not much water per se to speak of out here in comparison. But regardless, I guess it doesn't matter. We still have good-sized catfish out here that most people don't realize. You know, when I tell them I'm catching catfish in New Mexico, they look at me like I'm crazy or something. But it's a whole nother world over here. Most people here, they like trout fishing. They like white bass. We had striper in that Elephant Butte Lake and walleye, things like that. But catfish isn't as popular here as it is in your guys' neck of the woods. So it's kind of gotten a little bit more popular with the videos I put out. So I'm kind of helping it grow over here in Old Fair, New Mexico.
yeah, because the type of fishing that you do, that's where I get my bait at.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's why I got that little bitty boat. It's, you know, I upgraded from an 8-foot to a 10-foot. Now I have all that space I don't know what to do with. Wow. But yeah, the reason I have that little boat is because all these places I go, you can't really take a trailer. You got to just throw it in the back of your truck, stick it in 4-wheel drive, and drive out there and be able to carry that boat sometimes quarter mile or whatever just to get to some of these spots. So they're not these kind of back up your pickup and kick back and sit on the tailgate spots, you know.
Yeah. Now he just came into the chat, and I just want to give a shout out to him. Chat Catfishing. I don't think you guys can catch the blues that he's catching on the Tennessee River in your area of the woods, can he?
No, Joe just caught I think a 97-pound blue.
Yeah, yeah. He just
congrats, Joe.
That thing was a pig.
Yeah, our state record right now is 52 pounds 4 ounces.
Wow.
and I think we can break that record a lot, fairly easy, because most people, like I said, they don't really target the blue cats like that. If you ask someone about fishing for catfish, they're usually, you know, sitting on a bank, casting out a line, just waiting for something to hit. They're not out there doing these techniques like drifting and dragging and stuff like that. I think me and Byron are pretty much the only guys doing that out here. So hopefully one or the other will catch a record here sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm checking the chat, so just keep on going because I saw something in here.
There was a
All
gentleman
right.
who wanted to know who come up with the idea for your bobbers.
Oh, Chris Parrish. He, you know, one of the things, like I said, with YouTube, it's allowed me to travel, and when I travel, I meet people, and like I said, everybody has a different style of fishing everywhere you go, and some work better than others, and some are just diamonds out there that nobody really knew about. And Chris Parrish, he's over there in Kansas, and I went down there I was old Isaac was a guy who was in the, I don't know if you saw the video I did, but he was in the war, and he got wounded in the war, and they asked if I'd go fish with him. So I went down there to meet him and take him out fishing, and I ended up meeting Chris Parrish out there, and he showed me the bobbers that he was making, and so, man, I started using those bobbers. I had never really targeted catfish with the bobber like he has. And I'll tell you what, those bobbers will outfish my bottom rigs like 3-to-1 easy. And what I think is happening is you're presenting that bait in a more natural way, and it's because it's a float, it's moving around, it's covering more area, and it gets right in these flathead catfish face, and bam, they'll hit it.
They pop it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whereas if you've got your bait pegged down to the bottom somewhere, they got to come out of the woodwork to get to it if it's not right in front of them, you know. So yeah, those bobbers they're amazing, and all the credit to old Chris Parrish. So yeah, and the next thing we picked up was when we went down to Tennessee and met Scott Manning and started using those demon dragons. And those have been producing fish. I don't know if you've seen the last couple of videos I put out, but man, there was an argument on Facebook the other day. They're talking about the demon dragon, and they're saying that you could just use a peg float, and of course you could just use a peg float, and you're going to catch fish. Exactly. The thing about it is these things, they rattle. They have that, and catfish have that. You call it the sixth sense if you want, or they can pick up vibration in the water with the lateral line. So you've got a peg float, call it, with a rattle in it, that anytime you bumping along the bottom, it's rattling, it's attracting the fish to it. Or even if they strike at the bait and it causes that rattle, it causes a reaction strike. So I think every little bit helps, And so yeah, I've been putting those demon dragons to work, and they've been working quite well for me. So.
Awesome. I know that there's a lot of good stuff going on with those demon dragons right now. We're still in the testing process. Cindy actually has put some good fish in the boat with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught 2 or 3 down on the Mississippi with you guys on the demon dragons. So
yep,
and I've been using them for a while. My favorite color is pink and white. Around here, they like the pink and white. They love it. Color.
Yeah. Over here they like the chartreuse.
Now, Dieter Melhorn wants to know, how low do water temperatures get in New Mexico?
I'd say maybe upper 40s. Yeah, it doesn't get super cold, and it doesn't last too long. The weather here, once it gets cold, but then midday you're in a jacket, and then midday you're taking it off. So we rarely get really cold weather here. So that's something I've been trying to take into consideration, because I see a lot of the winter fishing that you guys do up on that side of the country, and it's borderline here. It's where I don't know if the same techniques would apply, because it's so so cold over there and not as cold here. And so we're just still kind of experimenting with all that. Right now, I'm still dragging baits. The last time I was out there, the water temp was, I think, 50, 53, and drifting, dragging at about 0.2, 0.3, and it was still producing good fish. So haven't had to anchor up yet, slow it down, but that's just New Mexico weather here.
Yeah. Hugh and Rose Thompson want to know, what's your main bait you use or your favorite?
My favorite, you know, my favorite fish is the flathead catfish, and my favorite bait is, it's a split decision. You know, I go out there, I've gone out there with fresh live bluegill, big hand-sized bluegill, and then I go out there with cut bait, cut gizzard shad or cut carp or just any kind of cut bait, but they'll equally produce. And I did a video where I was fishing live bait versus cut bait, and one outfished the other, but then the next day I went fishing and then the other one outfished the other one. So it's kind of a toss-up, almost to the point where I could probably just get away from the hassle of live bait and fish with just cut bait as long as it's fresh and catch these flatheads where I'm at. So I think there's a misconception there, catching flatheads on live bait only. But then again, everywhere you fish is different. You know, my waters, maybe they like that cut bait more, whereas in other places they may not. So
yeah, right. Welcome, Peter. I see you made it.
Hey, Lyle, finally. All right. We figured it out, Chris. Hey, well, Doc, good to see you.
Hey, Peter. Good to see you again.
Computers are just a little fickle.
Yeah, we figured this one out. It was a Google login, and it took me about 25 times before it finally started working. So anyway, we're here. I've been listening.
Boomer, Chris, Boomer Wilson lives on Lake of the Ozarks, or really, really close to it. He says that he drags bait all winter long. Now, a year or two ago, we had Carl Morris on there, and Carl says he don't even take an anchor except for safety purposes. He drifts year round. So I think these guys are into it with something. I believe if you can go slow enough, you can drag baits year round. The bait they're getting is moving anyhow. It doesn't sit still for them to come up and get it. So I think every day is a different situation. You have to evaluate that system. But I honestly believe if Boomer says you can catch them year round dragging them, I'm quite sure you can.
Yep.
So, Doc, they're hounding us.
Yeah, I know.
They're hounding us. I'm all loaded up and ready to go. Let's spin the wheel. What do you say?
All right, let's do it.
All right, give me a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the winner is Gary Holmes, Holmes. Cindy, give her a spin and let's see what Gary wins. Whiskerware Apparel. Gary, if you will contact Rob or Chelsea at Whiskerware Apparel and tell them you won the prize on Catfish Weekly on the RigRap prize wheel, they will ship you out your prize. Not sure what it'd be, t-shirt, hoodie, it could be anything. Depends on who's doing it and what day it is. But they will get you something very nice, as everything they have is very nice. I like my hat. So there you go, Gary Holmes. Thanks for watching Catfish Weekly, and thanks for playing the RigRap prize wheel game. Peter, how's it going over there?
Hey, we're excited. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
You know, I was telling Chris, he's the king. He's a celebrity. So I take care of a lot of the business side, and I'm here to support Chris and answer any questions you guys might have, and do some more giveaways. We've got a bunch of stuff to give away tonight, so Whenever you're ready.
You just jump in whenever you want, and we'll go on. And we're making. Do you see any more questions for Kris yet, Doc?
Nothing right now. I'm trying to keep up with all this that's coming. It's rolling like it was last week. We got 172 people in there watching right now.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big show. I knew it would be with you guys on here, and that's really cool. So, you guys have any questions for Kris?
Yeah, here's one.
Be sure to get them in here, because now's the time to pick their brain and get all that quality information so you can catch those fish too.
Is Kris Flores married to One Rod brand?
Funny you guys should ask that question. I've been working long and hard on my own rod coming out here any day actually. I've over the past year I've been putting in the work, and I finally invested. I just bit the bullet, took every last penny I had, and invested in my own Muddy River catfishing rod line. And the first rod coming out is the Blue Cat rod. I'm sorry, the flathead rod. And then hopefully mid next year, I'm going to try to make a Blue Cat rod. But the flathead rod is going to be a 7-foot, one piece, medium heavy, fast action e-glass rod with aluminum reel seats, stainless steel guides. And it's just something that I've been looking for specifically for flatheads. I couldn't find the rod that I really liked that had everything in one. You find a rod you like, certain things about it, but it's missing other qualities. So I kind of just put everything together in one and went ahead and had it designed, and it should be available pretty soon. I am definitely gonna try to have them at the Catfish conference for sale though. Awesome. So that is the rod I'm going to be using from here on out.
Braid or mono?
Braid. I'm a braid guy. I like that that no memory kind of deal, and especially when you're fishing, even if you're free lining, things like that, you can see any little twitch in that line. And a lot of people say that they're not very good at abrasion resistance and things like that. But where I've fished, I get in so many snags. I don't know if you guys see all them logs and branches and stuff sticking out behind me, but a lot of times I pull in half of them and just throw them in the pile for the fire. And I've never had a problem with braid, but I'm just a braid guy. I do use mono for my leaders and stuff like that when we're out there on the lake drifting and dragging, or when I'm doing the Muddy River catfishing bobber with a live bluegill on there. But main line is braid for sure.
Okay. Do you use a fish finder on your local river, or how do you find deep holes?
I do. I just installed a fish finder on my little boat, but I rarely use it. The fact is, like I said, it's an average depth of 4 feet. So my depth finder is my oar. I used to tell Drew, just dip that oar down. Does it touch the bottom? Nope. All right, there's a hole right there. Let's fish it.
One way of doing it.
So, but I did get that. Depth finder just so I can kind of see what the structure looks like under there, or have an accurate measurement if I find a hole that's a little deeper than the oar and I want to set that bobber maybe a foot or two off the bottom. But other than that, I know that river up and down. I can tell you how deep it is no matter where we're at.
Mm-hmm. What size cast net is legal in your state?
7 foot, I believe, is the biggest. 7 foot radius.
And does Kris sell the slinky weights he uses for dragging?
I don't sell them. I just make them for myself. I'm actually one of my videos during the winter time, since it does slow down, is how to make them. The weights they're talking about, guys, is actually I got one right here, and I'll show it to you guys. And let's see if you guys can see it there. So what I do is I pack. This is that expanding. What do you call this stuff? It's almost like that stuff you case your rod with.
Like nylon?
Yeah, it's just like it's a 5/8 flex. Man, I can't think of the actual name of it, but they sell it in like a roll of 100 foot. And what I do is I tie off the bottom. I'll pack it with whatever ounces of weight that I want. In this case, I'm using just BBs that you shoot your BB gun with, and it's 4 ounces. But then, so from here to here is the weight, and then from here up, I take foam. I take that. It's called backer rod. If you're a contractor, and what you do is you just stick it in a big gap, so that when you're caulking an opening, you don't have to fill it all with caulking. But it's just a foam. It's just a round foam, and I fill it up to here, and then I just put a little clip so I can clip it on and off. And the idea is that it sits with the weight on the bottom, and then this is floating up, so it gives you that much clearance already as you're dragging. So it's not just laying on the bottom flat and dragging like this. So
now you
use
shrink tubing on it?
Yeah, and then I just do a little heat shrink on there on each end just to clean it up, make it look pretty. But yeah, and I rarely ever lose those weights. I think I made a handful of them, gave some to Byron, and haven't had to replace it.
How long is that thing?
I'd say maybe 16 inches.
Oh, okay. So it's quite big. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, over here where we fish, you got your choice of rock or sand. That's pretty much what the structure is over here. It's nothing but a lot of rock or just a lot of beach. So when you're drifting and dragging through these rocks, you tend to get hung up if you're trying to drag along the bottom, and these weights have really helped from keeping us from getting snagged. Every once in a while you get it where it wedges or something, but you can just back up and work it free.
Yes, Dustin, Chris is coming to the Catfish Conference.
I'll be there.
Everybody's saying, is it paracord? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's not paracord. It's man, I wish I
plastic. It's like paracord is made, except it's bigger diameter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 5/8. The one that I'm using is 5/8 in diameter. And man, I can't think of the expansion. Hold on, I could probably look it up real quick.
I don't know what they call it. I have seen some of it, but not recently.
Yeah, well, on chat here, everybody's, talking about, cordless paracord, hide wires in it.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Pete. All right. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. How about you, Peter? What's going on, bud?
Hey, we got a couple giveaways here.
Oh, we like giveaways.
Can you guys spin the wheel? How do you want to do that?
If what we have to do is we got do you want to give it away to the people in chat, or do you want to give it away to people that signed up for giveaways throughout the week?
Oh, people signed up. That sounds great.
That's the easiest. That's the easy way to do it.
Yeah. What's easier for you? So.
Well, that's fine. We can do it the other way too. So if you're going to do more than one, we'll pass it around a little bit. Cindy, pick me out a number between 1 and 5.
2.
Yeah.
2. 1. 2. And the winner is Doug Sandefur. Sandefur.
Uh-oh, it looks like Doug's won some hooks.
Sandefur.
Yep. These are the big catfish hooks. These are 13-aught. Doug, if you want something different, like a 6 or a 4 or 8, or even our 11s, we've got them in stock here. This right here, I guys have brought the big 13-aughts, which are kind of fun right here. But the 11-aughts seem to be the most popular. But take a look at it. Hey, go ahead and message us on our Hooksetter Facebook site. We'll get them out to you.
Good deal.
Congratulations, Doug. That's a great prize. I don't know anybody that doesn't need hooks, and even the people like me that's got tons of them still want more.
Awesome. We got a couple more giveaways. We'll go here.
You know what I mean? If I've never used it or tested it, I can't stand it. I gotta have one. You like that, Chris?
I'm exactly like that.
Yeah, Yeah, it's kind of like that with fishing line and all that stuff. You know, I just I guess, but fish hooks are special. You know, I go places and guy says, "Oh man, this is what everybody uses here." Well, give me some of them. If everybody here's using them, they'll work anywhere. They won't just catch fish in your area. They'll catch fish in my area too.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they work out for me, and sometimes they don't. Yeah, I know you're like that, aren't you, Doc?
Yeah, sometimes I like the great big hooks, and then there's other times when I want to use the small ones.
And a lot of times it depends on how the fish are biting. But
Yeah.
one thing, you know, people don't understand those little fish, and I seen this on a Dieter Melhorn video this morning where they was catching some small blues, and they'll get those big hooks. You know, you wouldn't think that they get an 8 or a 10-aught hook, but they'll get them in their mouth, and the next thing you know, those big hooks are going through their eye or through the top of their head. They survive that. They grow big, even though that has happened to them. But it's amazing the size hook those little fish can get in their mouth. It's amazing to me.
All right, Chris. Somebody's saying 5/8 PET expandable braided sleeving. Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. I was right about to
Okay.
say. I got it right here. You can find that stuff on eBay. Get 100 foot for 15, 20 bucks. Yeah, expandable sheathing or sleeving, 5/8 wire cable. Yeah, that's all it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I throw on some YouTube fishing videos and sit there and make a whole batch of them. If I can't be out there fishing, I might as well be doing something constructive, right?
Yep.
Are you a circle hook guy, Chris?
You know, when I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't like circle hooks. I didn't like not having control of when I could set that hook, and as I started using them, I started getting the hang of them. I hated them at first. I set that hook, and man, I'd miss the fish, and it's just a reflex, you know. It's like, oh, I got it. But after I got the hang of them, man, that's pretty much all I use are circle hooks anymore.
I'm the same way. When I couldn't use circle hooks, we finally would go out, and I wouldn't take anything else, and that's how you learn to use them.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's funny, guys. Circle hooks are actually becoming popular up here for ice fishing. People all use J hooks, and now they're starting to go for circle hooks because they automatically will set the hook for you.
Right.
I will say
Who knew?
that a lot of the hardcore flathead guys, especially older guys, for flatheads and big baits, still like the J hooks when they're night fishing, setting up in front or inside a brush pile or a tree root or something. A lot of the old guys still like those J hooks, and they just let them take off and run a little bit and then cross their eyes, which I got to tell you, there's not much that's any more fun than that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't beat setting that hook. You know, you just set that, you feel that fish on the end, and you know, yeah. But yeah, those circle hooks, once you get used to it, it's almost like more of a chance of hooking up. I think I think it increases your odds in the long run.
I watch a lot of Luke Hinge's live videos when they're in the summertime up in Minnesota, when they're up there flathead fishing, and they use the big river hooks that I use. I use those a lot, but I use mine for back bottom bouncing. But one of these days, I'm going to watch old Luke, and he's going to set that hook, and he's going to miss that fish and roll over backwards in that boat. I see it coming. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
Major Brown has a question. Are the sinkers from Chris for sale at the conference?
The sinkers. Oh, I guess Peter does have some sinkers, but if he's talking about the ones that are in my is he talking about these, or is he talking about those lucky sinkers I have in my video?
I don't know. He didn't.
He didn't specify. I don't know. Are you going to have any sinkers at the conference, Peter, at all?
We're going to have a lot of sinkers at the conference. We're going to have 2 booths at the Catfish conference. A ton of sinkers. We're going to have. I don't know. Should we tell them what the new sinker we're coming out with, or?
Tell them.
Oh, we've got
Get the cat out of the
a new
bag.
sinker. I don't have a sample of it yet, but it's going to be here. We're making sinkers out of used rifle shells. They're called rifle sinkers or shell sinkers, and they're very unique. And those are coming out. We're gonna have a bunch of those at the show too.
Now,
We have a lot of stuff at the show.
Describe them a little bit for me.
Yeah. The shell, give me, if you guys want to, here you go. This is what our shell is going to be right here. It's going to look just like that.
Oh,
There you
wow.
go. Can you see that? So we've got several models come out. That's a 30-06 right there. That's a 2-ounce shell. It's not in the market yet, or 2-ounce sinker. We've got a 223 coming out, which is going to be about a 1-ounce. And we will have 50 caliber also. We're waiting for those to come in. Those will probably be 6-ounce sinkers, and it's been in the development for a while. So those are hitting the market shortly.
That is a very unique idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are fun. So
those are used shells.
Yes.
And are you pouring hot lead into a used shell?
Yes. And it is tricky.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's not easy. So long story short, we've got this going, and we're gonna have we'll have a ton of them at the Catfish Conference. We hope to have these on the website another week or two, hopefully another week. We'll make sure we put it all over Facebook, let people know.
Wow.
So we've got a whole bunch of other products coming in. We'll have them all, everything at the Catfish Conference. So we can't wait for that. That's gonna be a blast. Had a good time last year. So.
Oh,
And
we have. That's been a blast every year we've been there.
yeah, I mean, just a plug for the Catfish Conference. If anybody has not been there, they're thinking about going, you got to go. You will not regret it. Make the drive, whatever it is. It is so much fun. You meet so many new friends, people who are thinking just like you. Can't wait for the Catfish Conference, or can't wait for the season, because it's not just us. There's a whole bunch of other new products and new fun things, new techniques. Great speakers are there. You got to make it. You will love it. You will love yourself for making it to the conference at the end of February.
It's like a lot of the other events we go to. Once you attend the first one, you can't hardly miss any after that.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're hooked. Yeah.
You're
Yeah, we
hooked.
can't
That's exactly right. You're hooked. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And what's
And we're
nice
gonna have.
about go ahead.
We're going to have Scott Manning with his Demon Dragons in the booth with us, and we'll have James Arwood there with his Hooker's Terminal Tackle in the booth with us. So we've got Scott, James Arwood, Kris Flores, and Scott Manning in the booth both days at the Catfish Conference.
That's
Yeah.
a hoot there.
Yeah, so we'll have the all-star lineup. That's going to be a blast. So we've got double the booth space this year. So
Yep, that'll be
we'll be right down there. Yeah, we'll be 25 feet from you guys. Hopefully, we'll actually get to see and wave to you, because I know.
Oh, good deal.
that'd be cool. Yeah, we'll sneak over back and forth.
There we go.
Kris can come over and sit in with Doc and let me roam around a little while.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good idea. So
it's
James will be
hard
there.
for us to get to see all that stuff because we're doing live pretty much the whole time, and we miss a lot of stuff. We really do. But
Well, the
Wouldn't
crowds
have
are
to
so
go away.
incredible last year. So
yeah, it was man, it was busy, and I don't expect it to be any less busy this year.
Yeah,
No,
at
it's
least
gonna be
I don't.
more.
Right, I don't have to do a seminar this year, so I'm going to be able to get out and around this year. I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So Kris will be there telling jokes and spreading cheer. We can't wait.
Well, Kris is a big hit down there. Everybody likes to see him, visit with him, and watch his videos. And when you get a chance to meet some of these guys that you watch all the time, it's a big deal.
Boomer says he'll fill in for you for a few hours this year so you can walk around live.
Come on down, Boomer. Come on down. You know where the chair's going to be, and if my butt can fit in it, yours can too. We'll take turns, Doc, and I'll take breaks, and you can sit in with the other one. I'm all over that.
That's right.
So you guys will be in the same spot this year at the Catfish Conference, same location.
I haven't heard from Hervé yet where we're going to be, but I would assume that it'll be in the same area. I'm hoping for the same spot, and we'll try to get down there early and get everything set up. It's if you're not down there before the door opens, man, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one heck of a line, but one heck of a great. I mean, well worth the wait. So we can't wait for it.
Carl, we will have all that information as soon as we receive it. We do not have it yet. We will, as soon as we get the lineup for the seminars and stuff, we will let you know. But I have not heard that information yet.
We did get some of it, didn't we, from Steve? Give us some of those.
Steve might have. I don't remember. But I haven't got a word from Hervé or any of those guys in an email or message or anything like that.
Yeah. So Hervé, if you're out there, send us the info so we can pass it along to the people here. Thanks for a thumbs up, guys. Appreciate it, man. 78 thumbs up. All right.
Hey, we've got a Muddy River catfishing bobber. Chris was talking about this before. We got one to give away, and you can pick your size, your color. This is right here. This is called a classic, which is a medium size sinker. Okay. So Chris, I'm sorry, bobber. Chris, do you want to just give a 10-second on this one again?
So the cool thing with those bobbers is that, as you can see on the top, it has those two little holes where you can arch a glow stick across the top, and you see it just glowing all night long. And on the bottom, it has a quick clip where you can have it sliding on your line. And if you decide you don't want to bobber fish anymore, you just take it off, clip a weight on, and then you're bottom fishing in a matter of 2 seconds. So it's a great rig to have. It's a good tool to use. Like I say, I catch a lot of those big flatheads on those bobbers, and I highly recommend them. And Peter's going to give one away to some lucky winner out there.
Are we going to do the chat this time?
Let's do the chat, Doc.
All right.
Sure.
So
we're going to try it out.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and try it. Go ahead and announce, Lyle. What is it? I can't remember the spiel.
Oh, Muddy River catfishing bobber?
Yeah. Whoever wants to win a Muddy River catfishing bobber.
Okay, the 10th person that types in, I want to win a Muddy River catfishing bobber, will be the winner. And
you guys that are in chat, you tell me who the winner is.
Yeah, we're going to let that.
I'm not going to sit here and try to count this thing when it's rolling.
So, Chris, when are you coming to Missouri?
You know, I'd love to go fish out there with you guys one of these days. My goal coming up now is to do a little more traveling, and I'd like to host more meet and greets. I really want to get down and meet all the people that watch my videos and get to know them on a more personal level. I did that in Dallas, and I really enjoyed it. Everybody had a good old time. We went out to Lake Tawakoni and fished and had some food, and then we had a big event at Grapevine Lake, and a bunch of people showed up even in the rain. It was amazing. We had a good old time, and everybody's just such great people, you know, the catfish community. So I really enjoyed that, and I want to do more of these meet and greets where I can just get on a personal level with everybody and just hang out and do some fishing. So maybe we could set something up one of these days, and I'll fly out there.
That'd be great. Well, you know, we'd love to see if you could make it out to our big tournament in May. But anytime that it's works for you to come out here, it would be great to have you. We fish Lake the Ozarks, we fish the Missouri River, we can fish the Mississippi down below Alton or anywhere in between. You know, we just have a good time.
That sounds fantastic.
All right, guys, who's number 10 on the board here?
Swamp Diver Outdoor says it's Stan Brown. River Adventure C. Boyd says it's Stan Brown. Cindy Stokes says it's Stan Brown. So I'm guessing it must be
Stan Brown.
Stan Brown's the man. Stan, if you will get a hold of Peter at Hooksetter USA on Facebook, send him a message and tell him you won the bobber on Catfish Weekly. He will make sure that you get it.
Right there. Stan the man. See this right here? Look up Hooksetter on Facebook and message us.
Now, is it not Hooksetter USA?
Well, on Hooksetter USA, but we go by Hooksetter on Facebook because I think Hooksetter US we couldn't get it for some reason.
Oh, okay.
This is years back when we set up the Facebook page. So
Dan Brown is in chat.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Well,
Thanks, guys. That makes it a lot easier doing that.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
We appreciate it very much, and all the rest of you. You know, it's been really good the last several weeks. We have a lot of people watching and a lot of people participating in the chat and winners and stuff, and we're trying to figure out the best way to do things, and some of it falls through, and some people get mad, but if you can't understand that we aimed for people in chat to win, we want the people that sign up to win, we want the people that can only watch on YouTube to win, and when you bend it to where you're not giving those guys a chance, it just doesn't seem right, but we're going to fix that for the next time. But we want everybody that could get a chance, and we wish everybody could win. Hell, there's some of that stuff I want to win.
Yeah.
You know, there was some stuff last week I'd have sure liked to have. Some of them entries at the tournaments would have been really, really cool.
Well, while we're in the spirit of giving, you mind if I give us a little something away?
Well,
go right ahead.
Hey, there we go.
How about a hoodie?
Awesome.
Now, see there, I'd like to have that too.
We'll match it up with a cap. You get a hoodie and a cap.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Stay warm during the Christmas holiday.
That is pretty cool.
Are we going to spin the wheel for this one, Chris?
Well,
what do you guys think?
We
I tell you what, let's do the chat, because they're these guys are they're big supporters. They come out here to show their support and stuff like that, and I really appreciate all of you guys, and I wish I could give everybody one, but
right.
So let's throw that out there one more time on the chat and see who's the lucky winner.
All right, now you say the phrase you want them to type.
Yeah, we're going to do it different. It's not going to be I want to win a hoodie. That ain't going to get it.
Let's see who can type let's see what's a good number? Lucky number 13. The 13th person to type chicken liver chumbait.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
Number 13.
I was going to have them write in what kind of hat you was wearing, but that's better yet.
Chicken liver chumbait.
Yeah.
We want that exact phrase, guys. So you're all going to do it right there. Somebody's typing Spanish.
Yeah, I would know what they're saying. Chris will have to read some of that.
I wouldn't even know how to say that in Spanish. I can barely say it in English.
But they got them rolling now, ain't they?
Oh yeah, they're rolling, and this is a lot easier. I'll let them decide who number 13 is. We'll kind of get a talking drag fishing said I was number 1. All right, there's 2, and people are still typing. This is really a fun way to do stuff, and guys don't think it's fair to them because some of them have there it is.
Internet.
Zach Carey.
Zach, cool deal. Some guys have faster internet connections than others, but it's for fun. It's
hard.
not a serious thing. So, it is what it is, but it is a blast. These guys get wound up about that, and we do too. Get a kick out of it.
Congratulations,
Zach Carey.
Yeah, just message me on Facebook or on YouTube, or you could email me at muddyrivercatfishing@gmail.com. Any way you want to get at me.
Somebody's trying to say Dieter won it, but hell, Dieter didn't even write nothing down. Oh, did he? Well, we missed it by 1.
Oh,
Dieter.
He was number 12.
Not to change the subject or anything, but I watched Dieter's new show that he put out this morning when him and Grayson was out fishing. And Grayson, I don't know when they done that video. I didn't really pay any attention to when it was done, but Grayson's diving off backwards out of the boat, so it wasn't today. I'm thinking their weather's not that much warmer than what it is around here, and they caught several fish. Some of them was small, but he caught a couple of good fish, and I really enjoy him doing them shows with his son, and I enjoy the ones that you do, Kris, with your daughter and son. That like I tell everybody, the entertainment factor is way up. And that's what people want to see. They can watch anybody catch fish, but to be entertained while they're doing it, that's the difference between so many guys like yourself and some of the guys that just record themselves catching fish.
Right. One of the things, and I'll tell everybody, because I have a lot of people ask me about my videos, or they want to know what's the secret to YouTube and this and that. And honestly, I think I'm the wrong person to ask, because I make my YouTube videos partially for the viewers, but a lot of it is just to capture my experiences and my memories and my time that I share with my family. And I've had the people from YouTube tell me, hey, maybe you should make shorter videos, and the ideal time is 5 minutes or less. And I'm going to put a video out that's important to me or special to me, and if it's 20 minutes long or 30 minutes long, I'm just going to throw it out there, because I know later on my kids can watch it and remember the good times we had and stuff like that. And if the people are enjoying it, that's great. But in the long run, it's mainly for me to capture all those special moments.
That's right.
Like the one I just put out with my dad. We only caught one fish, and at the end I say, it's probably not that impressive that we just caught one fish, but to me it's special because I spent time on the water with my dad and I got to put him on a fish. So
absolutely. Is that your favorite video?
I've got a couple of them. The one that I'd have to say is my favorite right now is the I think it's called reservoir fishing for blue cats or drag, something like that. It's the one where I'm fishing into the evening and into the night, and it's got the beautiful sunsets and stuff in the back, and it's just me by myself fishing. And I think the biggest reason that's my favorite video, and this is a little bit of a kind of a heartfelt thing, is I had a really, really close friend of mine pass away not too long ago, and it was rough because it was unexpected. He was a very healthy guy, nothing wrong with him. He worked with me for a long time, 15 plus years, and he was a soccer coach, and he was just a really, really good friend, always happy, always humble, always grateful. And he just had a heart attack, passed away, and it was tough for me to kind of deal with that in a sense. And that day that I went out there by myself and did some fishing, I just kind of had time to just evaluate and make my peace with his passing. And so, that's another thing too, is that fishing for me, and I believe a lot of people, it's not just out there fishing. You're out there connecting with nature and your soul, and it's a spiritual thing. I had a lady call me one time. I was out there on a Sunday, and she called me up. Like I said, I'm a contractor, and she says, "Hi, Kris. I'm sorry to bother you. Are you at church?" I said, "No, I'm out fishing." She said, "Oh, I thought you'd be at church." I said, "Well, this is my church." And she started laughing. And I said, "Why do you laugh?" She goes, "Oh, that's funny." I said, "Well, the truth is, I'd rather be on the water thinking about God than at church thinking about fishing." And she started laughing.
Great analogy. And another good one is what Doc's granddaughter Star says.
What's that?
What's she tell you, Doc?
You're making memories.
That's right. That's right.
That's
Making
exactly
memories.
right.
That's exactly right. Well, man, it's been a blast having you guys on here tonight. We're running on just over an hour, and we really appreciate you guys coming on here tonight. And we got to get you back on here. I mean, you get to talking about stuff, and people get to asking questions in chat. And hell, I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to go over, but we got a couple other guys to get on later on tonight also. So let's set up a date and get you back on here and not be 2 or 3 years doing it.
Let's do it.
All right. It means a lot that you take your time out on a Monday, Kris. I know you work really hard doing videos, plus your regular job and stuff. And Peter, you guys stepped up tonight and helped us out with some prizes. We really appreciate that.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks, guys. Love it. We'd love to be back on, and when we get closer to the conference, maybe we can do another chat.
Sure.
And, thank you very much. Love the show.
We get down to the Catfish conference, I know you're going to be busy because we all are going to be busy, but if you happen to have a minute, we'll be sitting there and Cindy tries to set up interviews with people and writes their names down and stop by, and we'd love to have you as a guest down there, but we need to get you on for another show, and because an hour just flew by. I mean, it really did.
Yeah, it just smoked by. Before you go, Peter, pick me a number from 1 to 5.
3.
All right, let's spin that wheel, Lyle.
Let's do it. 1, 2. This is a long list to go through. 3. And the winner this time is Lois Crickard, Crickard. Crickard. And Lois wins Hooker's Terminal Tackle, Mad Catter Hooks. Lois,
awesome.
if you would send James a message at Hooker's Terminal Tackle Facebook page and tell him you won some hooks on Catfish Weekly, he will make sure that you get them. Thank you so much for watching Catfish Weekly and playing our RigRap game.
Yep. Kris, give me a number from 1 to 5. Sorry.
Number 5.
Number 5. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. And the winner this time is Daniel Fountain. Daniel Fountain. F-O-U-N-T. I got to go back to it. F-O-U-N-T-A-I-N. And Daniel has won a Survivor high-speed pickup unit. And I promise you, Daniel, you are really going to love that. I still contend that is one of the greatest inventions for keeping fish alive and alive well that I have ever seen. It is a great product, and if you keep fishing alive well, you need one. Pretty simple.
Did you replace the bearings in that wheel? It seems to be working pretty good.
Nope, Cindy's spinning. I think she knows how to do it better than me.
Of course I do.
Yeah. I was trying to be nice and I get stepped on. What are you going to do? Well, listen, guys, thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you.
We appreciate it very much. And like I say, we'll get you back on here maybe after the first of the year, maybe before we go to the Catfish Conference.
Merry Christmas to your all's families.
That's great.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time off.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, don't have no time off. All right, guys. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Guys.
Jody, if you're watching, hang on just 1 second. We need to get another guy in here right quick and visit about something that's going on, and then we'll get you right in here. Jody is going to be on here in just a minute, so bear with us. We have a guest going to join us here for just a few minutes, and then we'll get Jody in here. He's got a surprise for us for winter on Blues on Wheeler, and I know we're all excited about that.
Real quick,
Sure.
One more thing before I sign off.
Absolutely.
I got with Tim Hardwick from Whisker Sticks, and we put a little giveaway together. And what I was trying to do is I want to help promote his product because he's got a really great product. And I'm asking for people to submit ideas. And so I'm calling it the 1001 uses for the Whisker Stick LED. And all they need to do is take a whisker stick and use it in any kind of way, whether it be fishing related or not. You know, one thing we were doing with my son is we're sticking them in the jack-o'-lanterns and lighting them up different colors. And, you know, so if people want to do take part in that, I've got a whole stack of stuff that I'm giving away. And all you got to do is go to the Whisker Sticks page on Facebook and enter your picture or your short video showing what use you come up with. And then the one with the most likes wins everything. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
Yeah, I actually was going to say something about that and forgot about it. So I'm glad you remembered it because that's a pretty cool giveaway. And I know you guys got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So well, thanks again, guys.
Product. You know, it really is a great product.
It is. It is. I my son uses it more all over the place. He puts them in his toys and lights them up and all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely. You know, that's a pretty cool deal. He does a really good job and they're quality made.
They're even used for tip-ups for ice fishing for cats up north there too.
Really?
Brand new use for them. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
People put them
That's
in tip-ups.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we got our first store. They're in their first store in River's Edge Bait in Big Bend, Wisconsin. Now sells them
Excellent.
for tip-ups for catfishing.
That's way cool. Way cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I know you got a show to do, and I'll let you go. And thank you very much for having me on. And thanks to everybody who's in the chat right now and watching and showing their support. Make sure all you guys are subscribed to Catfish Weekly so you can see other videos like this and all the prizes and stuff that they give away, and just show your support for everything that they do.
Chris, thank you so much. We appreciate you and Peter taking your Monday night, being with us, and we're going to do this again. It's been too much fun.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Lyle. Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Peter.
You guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Jody, if you're listening, I'm assuming that Craig is having trouble getting signed in, so come on in and let's talk about winter blues on Wheeler. There's Jody Harrison. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing this evening?
We're doing good. I'm sorry we're running a little wrong. We was just having so much fun with Chris and Peter. It's unbelievable.
Hey, man, I was sitting here watching, and I enjoyed just sitting watching. Good show there.
Great show. You know, how it takes so long to come up with some of these guys. And
wow, it just
some of them don't have
by.
You know, and we want to get those guys on. You can't do it. And then when you finally get a chance to get a guy like Chris on here, and the time just boom, it was gone. Yeah,
it does go by fast when you're having fun, right?
But we have a blast with Jody Harrison, so we got some information you're going to tell us about.
Yeah, we got a little bit to talk about tonight, and got some good news, and unfortunately got a little bit of bad news too. Came up a couple of days ago, so I guess I'll let you pick which one you want me to talk about first.
Tell us the bad news.
That's right.
All right, bad news is I got an email the other day from Chris Jones with FLW, and the regular tournament director for the Costa Series, Ron Lappin, had to be taken in for emergency surgery the other day, and so he's not going to be able to direct the Costa Series. So Chris has been asked to come in and fill in for him on Okeechobee on the 6th. So you know, Chris, I talked to him, man, he was really regretful about not being able to be here for it. And, you know, he was really looking forward to coming out to the tournament. But, you know, unfortunately, FLW is his full-time job, so he has to take care of that. And, you know, I completely understand. And I told Chris, I said, you know, there's no hard feelings, and, you know, we'll catch up to him again. So, you know, he sends his best wishes out to everybody. And he said he's going to try to sneak in there and kind of watch us on the live stream too, because he, you know, he's interested in this. He likes what we're doing. So, so unfortunately, he's not going to be able to be there for it. So we're, well, I guess we're going to have to make do without him.
Okay. Is that the only bad news?
That's it. That's the only bad news.
All right. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Vince,
so tell us some good news.
Well, it was funny. A little while ago, Vince Nadosky, he shot me a message. He said, "Man, I can't stand it. You got to tell me that bad news now." He said, I can't wait till you go on. And I told him, I said, well, Vince, I said, unfortunately, I said, we'll cancel the tournament. And it took him about 10 minutes to answer, and I think he had to pick himself up off the floor first. And he said, I'm just going to act like I didn't even hear that. So I told him I was just picking on him. So he's all good now.
That's cool.
Well, if he gets too wound up, we'll have to roll him around on the floor and dust him off a little.
That's right. That's right. So did you say that Craig is having a hard time getting in?
Yeah, Craig was going to come on and tell us a little something, but he can't get hooked up.
Okay. Well, me and him's been talking back and forth, and I know what he was going to talk about. Was actually going to talk about some stuff about winter blues that he has to do with. And I guess if he wants me to, I could go ahead and talk about it a little bit for him, because we were going to kind of just bounce off back and forth on each other. So I don't guess there's a problem.
Let me see if he can use his phone.
Okay.
I'll send him a message.
Yeah, shoot him a message real quick. And if not, I can talk about it a little bit. So, am I sounding all right on here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm doing a little different setup than what I've done before, because
I think it's better than what you've done before, actually.
Okay. All right.
How many teams you got registered right now?
We're at 147 right now.
147. Is that the biggest you've had?
So I really feel like that we're gonna hit real close to that 200 mark. So
wow,
it's definitely gonna be interesting. And I tell you, man, I cannot thank the catfish community enough for coming together and supporting us like they have. It's like I say time and again. I mean, all these tournaments are nothing without all the anglers, and they're the ones that make this thing what it is. So
that's right.
I just want to send a huge thanks to everybody that is supporting this thing, and everybody that's taking the time to pre-register for it to give us some good numbers. City of Rogersville, Lauderdale County is beside themselves right now. They just cannot believe that a tournament this size is coming in there, and especially it being a catfish tournament, and they are just so appreciative of everybody coming in, and so accommodating, and I can't say enough about City of Rogersville and Lauderdale County, and they've told us anything you need, you just let us know. We're here to help.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Good
so
deal.
yeah, it's always great when the community can get behind it too. It just seems like it makes the whole tournament a completely different tournament when you got the community behind it.
We are getting a bunch of questions about the bait situation.
The bait situation. Well, that's a good question. I shared a post that I think it was a guy named Jay Houghton. I know nothing about him. All I know is he sent that message, and I just passed it along. And that is the only thing I've heard about bait. So I wish I could give a better answer than that, but that's all I got right now.
Okay. Lisa Hill, 18 days, 10 hours, 45 minutes, and 43 seconds.
You think she's excited?
Yeah, I think she might be.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. Well, so we got 147 entries sitting here. And, I guess let me back up just a little bit. Of course, everybody knows Daniel Parsons. He is the man that came up with the whole concept between him and Chuck Davison. They're the ones that came up with Winter Blues. Daniel kind of took it and run with it. And unfortunately, last year, Daniel had a lot of irons in the fire, and he had to turn it over to me for the 2018 tournament. Well, I'm happy to announce that Daniel's going to be coming back on board with me.
Awesome.
And, good. Yep. Daniel's going to be back on board with us. Me and him spent Saturday together down at the ramp and going all around, and really gave us a lot of time to talk. And so Daniel's back on board with Winter Blues. So Daniels will be the official tournament director for the tournament. And, I'll do my weighmaster duties like I've always done in the past, but the official tournament director duties will fall to Daniel Parsons. And I can't tell you how glad I am to have him back. I mean, Daniel is he's the one I lean on for all this. I'm proud to have him back. Okay, so we spent Saturday together, went down there to the ramp, and we rode around that place and trying to come up with some alternatives and all. And there is 138 parking spots at Joe Wheeler State Park. When I go in there and put my setup in, I take up about 15 of them. And then spectators and everything else is going to take up a bunch more. So after it's all said and done, we're probably looking at about 105, 110 parking spots. Now, if anybody's followed me on Facebook with Winter Blues and all, I think I've made it pretty clear that I am 100% against trailering. I do not like trailering. I think it opens up too many doors, especially when you're putting $60,000 on the line.
That's right.
But unfortunately, I think we're here being backed in a corner here to where we don't have a choice.
Greg has arrived.
Finally.
Yeah, he made it in. He must be using the same computer I do.
Well, I think it needs to be updated.
That's what my problem is. I need to get me a new one. So anyway, we're being backed in a corner here, and so what we're going to do is we're going to open up Safety Harbor as an alternate launch location. And so people that had issues about locking through to Wilson and all, this kind of takes some of the pressure off of them for that. They can actually go to Safety Harbor and launch from there. Now I'm going to have another crew of people there, and we're still going to blast off like we normally do. We're still going to blast off by boat number. It's just we're going to be doing it in 2 locations instead of 1. We'll be doing all the boat checks there, just like you would anywhere else. And so really the only alternative we got, because I mean there just is not enough room at Joe Wheeler to accommodate everybody. And so we're going to have to do it that way. And I think that's going to make a lot of people happy. A lot of people's really was wanting the trailer against my better wishes. But, this way, everybody that's going to Wilson, they don't have to fool with the lock, and they can just launch from there. Now, with that being said, we're still going to do the same staggered weigh-in times, except you'll just check in at Safety Harbor and trailer over to the location. But when you do that, you're going to be inspected before you go. Your fish are going to be counted, and it's going to be logged on a sheet that you're going to bring with you. Also with your time that you was actually pulling out. So, we're trying to close every loop we can for this. So, as everybody's making their plans for this, they need to decide, are they going to fish Wheeler or are they going to fish Wilson? And if you're going to launch out of Safety Harbor, you've got to tell us the night of the captain's meeting so we can make preparations for that. Now, with that being said, if you put in at Safety Harbor and you're not doing very well at Wilson and you want to lock down to Wheeler, where we will allow that. You can lock down to Wheeler, but you got to go back to Wilson to pull out. So
you got to lock up and then down.
That's right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 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 Wherever you put in at, that's where you got to pull out at.
And it's only the 2 lakes, Wilson and Wheeler.
Wilson and Wheeler. That's right.
Okay.
So, like I said, I think that's going to make a lot of people happy. It's going to cut down on lock issues and, should make the whole safety aspect of that a lot better. I know a lot of people was worried about having their boats in that lock. So that eliminates that. And if anybody's got any questions about it, they're more than welcome to ask us about it. As I said on the Facebook post, let's try to get all the questions answered now that we can.
That's right. Now, how far are the 2 ramps apart?
I don't know, 8-10 miles. I mean, they're not. Yeah, it's not very far.
That's not.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm working on before then is a allotted amount of time to get back. you can't pull out there and take an hour and get back to Wheeler. We're going to have to set some kind of time limit, that, for you to get back over there that makes sense.
Right.
It's like I keep saying it, in these posts and everything else, that, what's making these tournaments a little bit different is when we're stepping up to the professionalism of it, we've got to have more controls here. This isn't a Saturday afternoon Wildcat that everybody just does what they want to do. You're putting $60,000 on the line here. I got to have more control. I got to be able to control people. I got to be able to close loops. I've got to eliminate any possibilities of people cheating. And like I said, I mean, when you got $60,000 on the line, it makes even good people kind of question it a little bit. We're going to do everything we can. Everybody that is fishing this tournament, I hope they appreciate everything that we're trying to do for it, because it benefits the anglers in the long run. Y'all, nobody here wants to lose a tournament due to somebody cheating.
No.
And we've had some people, complaining and making comments on Facebook about, well, what if this, what if that? We're trying our best to make this, as good as we can for the anglers. This benefits the anglers more than anybody else. Somebody's going to get the money. So, we're trying to make it as good on the anglers as we can.
Absolutely. Now, Jody, we have a question. What about parking at weigh-in?
Just find you a spot. We got the okay from the city that you can park in the grass. We can park up and down the sides of the roads.
Okay.
We're going to have golf carts shuttling people back and forth around.
Yeah, we need that, don't we, Doc?
Yeah.
We're going to have at least two. We're going to try to get two more to make it 4 golf carts that'll be shuttling people around. But like I said, we got the okay from the city. They said park anywhere you can. You're welcome to park on the grass. You can, just wherever you can get a boat, trailer, and truck, then you can put it there.
I'm thinking a golf cart jockey would be a pretty good job for me.
Well, we can definitely put you on one. I can tell you right now, we're going to be looking for help. So
I'm sure you are.
With having to have a second launch location, this is going to be spreading my people thin.
Yeah.
And we are looking for volunteers if anybody wants to come give us a hand with this, and we appreciate any help we can get.
That's
so.
Great.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be an outstanding event. In my mind, this is the largest Winter Blues on Wheeler that I can remember, and I'm excited for you. I think it's going to be a great time. It always is a great time, and we're going to have a blast, and so is everybody else down there. It is a little different for us not being over New Year's Eve, because always our cabin door is just like a revolving door. People running in and out of there all night till the wee hours of the morning. And, but that's not to say that still couldn't happen.
That's right. It should still happen.
Craig?
I mean, above and beyond everything else, we want everybody to have a good time.
Absolutely. And be safe.
That's right. Be safe, have a good time. And, let's make this thing the best we can. And I keep telling everybody, I promise you, I'll make it even better next year. Y'all keep working with me. Y'all keep, having confidence in me. And, me and Daniel's going to do everything we can to make this the best we can for all of you.
I think you're going to get a big number this year. You've already got a big number, so I think it's going to get better.
I think so too. And, and with those bigger numbers, it makes it more that we can do.
That's right.
We can promote this thing and just really show people, that the catfish community is truly a legitimate tournament, that it's a legitimate sport. There's a lot of credibility behind it, and it takes numbers. They got to see that.
Yep, that's correct.
And so and like I said, the tourism people are just beside themselves. They are so excited about what we're doing.
Well, I'm excited for you. I know you've busted it trying to get it done, and I'm just thrilled with the way this has grown in the last couple of years, and I know it's going to be a blast.
Yep, no doubt. It's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Lyle, did you see what Vince sent you? He said Lyle would be running on fossil fuel. I'm glad they pick on you.
What a funny guy. What a funny guy. If you forgot, Vince, that it's not fossil fuel, it's called Crown Royal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Craig knows.
Dave Swearing wants to know, are you guys sending out any info packets to the captains in advance?
We are not.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're too broke for that.
Yeah, really.
We just use Facebook to the best of our ability and do it there. So
that's right.
I think you're all doing a fine job.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
It is nice to have a packet, but you've been you've explained yourself in the tournament pretty well over the past 2 months that everybody should know where they need to go and what time it is, and other tournaments don't do that.
Well, I appreciate that. I've really tried to put out all the information I can and make myself available. A lot of times I get phone calls and all, and I can't answer it. It's what I keep telling everybody. My real job is killing me right now. We got a huge interstate project going on here in Birmingham and a couple of big power plant projects, and we're just stretched thin. And so, the best way to get me is shoot me a Facebook message. Unfortunately, that's the best way to do it because a lot of times during the day I can't talk on the phone, but I can, type something on a message or something like that. Because, the people I work for, they know what I do on the side, and they, when they see me, handling this kind of business at work, they really don't like it a whole lot. So I got to be real careful. So,
yeah, the meeting is still at the school.
Yes, sir. It's going to be at the was it Lauderdale County High School, and they're going to feed everybody. They volunteered to do that. We didn't even ask for it. They wanted to do it.
Oh, that's good.
And so it's pretty cool that we outgrew the other location, and all of these problems we're having. I mean, these are really good problems to have, and that's what me and Daniel were talking about the other day. We were kind of going back and forth and fussing a little bit about these problems, and that we said, but hey, we could be sitting here wondering why we're only getting 30 boats showing up. So it's a very good problem to have, and I appreciate these problems.
Now, I did talk the economy in today, and they said they have very few rooms left. They're almost booked up solid.
Yeah, and I think a couple of weeks ago I talked to the lodge and they had about 30 rooms left. I think all the cabins were booked, and so they're starting to run out too. And from what I understand from Lauderdale County, they said that some other hotels in the area is filling up too, not just the Economy Inn and the lodge. That some other hotels in the area are filling up also. So that's great. That's what makes some people happy.
You betcha. That's the reason why it's getting bigger and better all the time, and that's the reason why the towns want us to be back.
That's right. That's exactly right. And we make them happy, and they'll help us everywhere they can.
Iced tea, buddy. Iced tea is in my mug. I promise.
Wow. They want us to do a ho-ho spin.
A ho-ho spin.
Yeah. Jody, pick me out a number. 1 to 5.
How about 2?
2.
Yep.
1, 2. And the winner is Lloyd Malden. Maulden. And Lloyd wins a survivor unit.
Oh, that's 2 of them.
I'll tell you what.
Never happened before. Lloyd, if you will contact Robert with Crusher Marine and tell him that you won a survivor unit on Catfish Weekly, tell him you're sorry that he had to give 2 of them away this week, but it worked out that way. And he will see that you get one, and I promise it's the greatest thing for keeping fish alive and alive well on long runs. You will love it. It's a great product.
It is. Every boat out there should have one of those on it. I tell you that is one of the. I love that thing. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
he did a fantastic job coming up with that. And, you know, I'm such a big supporter of fish health and everything. And
Yes.
I tell you that Survivor it is awesome. Every boat out there should have one on it.
Yeah, and if you combine it with the products that you sell for fish stuff, it makes it even better.
Yep.
That's right. So
that's a fact.
Everybody, that's money well spent.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Yep. But above and beyond everything else, though, what Craig's got to talk about is absolutely the most important part of this whole tournament. Me and him has been talking back and forth about this the last few months, and I tell you, man, we need to go ahead and let him talk about this and really see something good. So I'm gonna shut up and let Craig take over here.
All right.
Well, I tell you, Lyle, you probably just as much as probably anybody that what I'm getting ready to explain. Scott Sanders, he passed away here this past year, and I tell you one thing he loved to do was fish. And the first year Winter Blues on Wheeler started, me and him made the trip down there, and I actually think we made a visit to your cabin
every day.
Yeah.
Well, we had a blast, man.
I think the Crown Royal was plentiful whenever we came there. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, you've seen just how much fun that guy could be.
Absolutely.
And he loved that place.
Yes,
absolutely loved it. And we caught some monster fish the first time we went down there. I think we had the first day and 5 weighable fish in a matter of an hour and 15 minutes. We had over 240 pounds, and that's 3 unders and 2 overs.
Yep.
Oh. Wow.
And I tell you, there's nobody who loved to go down there more than him. Earl Torson was another guy he went with, and he just absolutely loved that body of water. I mean, he wasn't going to miss it. He loved it. And it's just something that, to him to still be a part of it, it means the world there's way more than just me. There's a lot of fishermen that know him because he was such a kind person. I mean, he'd give you the shirt off his back. And that's another thing about Jody. He's kind of treated me the same way. And that means a whole bunch to me. I mean, he's taken, the opportunity to shed light on it, how much people love the sport of catfishing, and he was one of them.
Absolutely. That's 100% correct. Scott was a great guy. We had a lot of fun that year that you guys was down there. We did a little drinking and we did a little line, and we had some pretty good eats too, but it was a good time.
The first thing he told me, well, you've seen the videos that we post, and that's funny that Kris had talked about that kind of stuff and you said something about being entertaining, because I'm telling you what, if there was ever a guy to be entertaining, it was Scott Sanders. Because and he would not give up. He just didn't, and that was our slogan, no give, because I think we paddled, I don't know, however far it is to the dam at Kansas when my boat broke down. We paddled however far it is to Turner Bridge, and he kept he was paddling with a dip net. And this is the guy. And I had a 3-foot paddle. He wasn't going to give up, and he just kept. I ain't going to give up, and he wouldn't ever give up.
That's right.
He was one heck of a guy, man. He really was. And I'll tell you what, all them other guys that are out there fishing Winter Blues on Wheeler, you better look out, because I got Scotty in my boat. That's what I got to say.
That's right.
Yeah, but that goes even further. That because of Scott, is the reason that we're able to have the $50,000. So
wow,
that's huge.
Yeah, he loved this sport so much, and he loved Wheeler so much, and he loved his fellow fishermen so much that Mr. Scott actually left some money to Winter Blues on Wheeler.
Wow.
And he wanted it to benefit all of his fellow catfishermen. And, I just, I didn't get a chance to meet Scott. And I'll tell you, I feel like that I missed out not being able to meet him.
You did.
Because he, for him to do something like that, it speaks it speaks loads about this man that he done something to benefit all of his fellow fishermen. And so, he left a little bit of money to Winter Blues on Wheeler, and I was able to use that money, and we put some with it to be able to come up with a $50,000 prize. So I want everybody to know that prize is in honor of him. That because of his selflessness that he has, and his love of the sport, and that we were able to do that, and we couldn't have done it without him. Without him doing that, this wouldn't have been possible. And so, I mean,
I hope,
I don't know. It's such an awesome thing.
I hope this, just the type of person he was speaks to other cat fishermen as far as, their how professional they are, because, we all like to have a good time, but when it comes down to it, he treated everybody with respect. And he did not have, there was nobody that was not his friend when he went somewhere. And if that doesn't tell you what, how donating the money, how many friends he had, even whether you knew it or not, he might have spoke to you one time, but I guarantee you he made an impact on you. It doesn't matter. And I hope his family's watching still, because he loved them more than anybody, but he loved everybody. And how can all of us are guilty because we all are selfish, but I don't think I ever seen that man be selfish, to be honest with you, because he loved everybody. It's a great loss, but he's still today, he's doing great things. I mean, he still is.
Yep. This is a way that we'll be able to honor him and keep the memory of Scott alive in the tournament. And so that's what boat number 1 is going to be in this tournament. It is going to be, he is going to be the honorary boat number 1 for the Winter Blues on Wheeler. And we're going to keep it that way from here on out. Boat number 1 for Winter Blues on Wheeler will always be Scott Sanders. And he's out here. We're going to make his partner, Paul Strouth.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Two guys that really love this sport. So boat number 1 will be Scott Sanders and Paul Strouth. And what we're going to do is the morning of the tournament, what I want everybody to do is to really pay attention. And whenever we announce boat number 1, in their memory, we're going to launch a couple of those Japanese lanterns that you light and let them go up in the air. And we're going to do that in honor of them, and to kind of give everybody a reminder that Scott and Paul is going to be looking over us for the tournament, and everybody will be fishing in memory of them.
That is outstanding.
Yep.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
I say hats off to Jody and Daniel for everything they've done, because without them, none of this would be. I mean, look how many boats there's pre-registered already.
Right.
Everybody's going to get to experience it.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, you guys have put in a whole bunch of work, and we sure appreciate it.
Yeah, what I keep saying over and over, I mean, what has really attracted me to this sport is the people. And the people is what has really made me want to work harder and do it the best that I can. And, when you got somebody like Scott that did what he did, it's just a testament to the people in the sport. I've never heard of this being done anywhere else in any other segment of the sport.
No, me.
And it's just it's a testament to the people.
Yep.
That they have the love for it, and And I wish I had better words, because I just don't feel like there's anything that I can say that can give the man what he deserves.
There's
what
not,
you're doing.
Yeah. If you'd have met Scott, it would be an endless amount of words you would have. He was so much fun and so outgoing. I never met him before Craig brought him down to our cabin down there. And he walked through the door, and it's like I knew him my whole life. He was so much fun and so full of life. And every time I was around him, it's the same thing. You're liable to see him come jaunting across the parking lot just to shake your hand. And he was like that every day, painting. Every day.
Yeah.
Always the same.
Yeah, I really wish I would have got the opportunity to meet him.
He's a hell of a
Yeah, he was. He sure the heck was.
Yeah. So this is great. I mean,
yeah, I
awesome.
applaud you guys for what you've done.
Thank you so much. From all the catfishing community, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Well, let's just all make it a point that day to let's everybody fish in their honor. And hopefully somebody will drag that state record out of that lake, and we'll be able to have the Scott Sanders Alabama state record. So
absolutely, that'd be out. That would be.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, and it's possible. It's possible.
It
there was a 112 pounder caught last year.
You guys are due down there.
Yeah, it's if I wouldn't have done this if it would have been one of them just crazy things that's out of reach. But I firmly believe that it's well within reach. I mean, 112, 102, and a 98 was all caught last year. So, the way them old fish eat, surely, some of them's gaining weight. And that state record swimming around in there. I just want somebody to drag her out of there for Winter Blues on Wheeler.
That would be great. I hope it's boat number 22.
I bet you do. What is the record? We have a question. What's the record, Jody?
120 pounds and 4 ounces. That's
very doable down there.
It's doable, and so we're Daniel's been trying to get somebody from the state to come down, so we can have it certified on site if that does happen, because it does have to be certified by the state in order to win the 50,000. So he's working on that, and but if not, they have said that if that they are just a phone call away. So sure. I got my big tank that I'll be able to drop it in and keep it in there, keep it alive. And there's a lot of times that when you're keeping them out, they start losing weight. So we're gonna have our tank back there full and ready to go for that particular reason. So
that sounds wonderful. It'd be a great time. Thank you guys for everything you're doing. It means a lot to a lot of people. I promise you.
Well, thank you for letting us be able to, announce that on here and, let everybody, because, this is one of the best ways to let everybody know that what Scott did for everybody. And
absolutely. Anytime, I told you whatever we need to do to help you make, and that goes from now on, whatever we got to do to help make Winter Blues better that it is, or whatever we can do to help you make it better, we're in. Just let us know.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And we're gonna work harder and make it better every year.
There's no doubt. No doubt.
So
yep.
Thanks, Lyle. Thanks, Doc. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Yes.
Anytime. Appreciate you being on the show.
I'm glad you got in, Craig. It wouldn't have been the same without you, I promise.
I know.
That's right.
I was struggling, man.
We have days like that.
I had to have Nikki hold my beer so I could figure it out.
And just for everybody's information, we're 18 days, 10 hours, 15 minutes, and 0 seconds away from Winter Blues on Wheeler.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's coming on, isn't it?
I'm ready.
Yeah, it's getting here fast now.
Hey, I'm riding with one of the mud bums on the way down there, so no telling when we'll get down.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
There.
Yep.
I think we're
Oh,
actually
yeah.
staying right across from each other too.
That's
That's
be
never
a
good.
time.
Oh, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that guy down there with the barbecue again this year too.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he'll be there again this year. He's excited about it. So when you guys come in off the water, he'll be over there and he'll have his smokers fired up and feeding everybody and give y'all a hot meal because hopefully we ain't gonna have the rain and 38 degrees like we had last year.
Yeah.
Oh man. Sometimes
Well, I looked at the forecast and it looks like it might be in the 50s. Kind of keeping my fingers crossed. That'd be nice.
I hope so because we got 6 inches of snow here last week, and us folks down here in Alabama, we just don't know. That old white stuff just makes us a little crazy down here. So, I live in Alabama for a reason, and snow ain't it.
6 inches is a dusting up here in Ohio.
Yeah,
it shuts us down. So
yeah, I bet it does.
Wow.
it does. It really does.
Y'all probably don't even have the equipment to move it.
No, we don't. No,
Yeah.
no, we don't want nothing to do with it. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. When I seen some of that, I thought, what in the hell's going on, man? That's ridiculous. You guys
That's why they
supposed
have
to be in
such good.
t-shirts.
That's why they have such good football teams down there because they got more money to spend on them.
That's right.
Shovel snow.
Yep.
Oh man, that's funny.
No doubt. Yep. Well, now that's probably the most expensive thing in Alabama is Alabama football team. So
yeah.
Yep. Probably so.
Yep. So
All
anyway,
right.
so let's if anybody has any questions, y'all get it to me. I'm gonna hop off here for a minute and run upstairs and go to the little office for a minute, and I'm gonna try to get on Facebook Live and try to answer any questions for a little bit, from everybody. Y'all might have to sit there and watch me eat while I do it, but I'm hungry. I'm fat. I'm hungry, and y'all just have to deal with it. So,
So you're going to be doing a Facebook Live in just a little bit. Anybody that has any questions can get on there and get their questions answered. And if they can't make that, then they can contact you, Jody Harrison on Facebook or Winter Blues on Wheeler, and get a hold of you and find out whatever they need to know.
That's right. And like I keep saying, let's try to get, if you can come up with anything, let's try anything we can do now instead of the captain's meeting. We're better off, because those captain's meetings sometimes can drag out. Everybody's wanting to get back, and get in bed and all that. And, any problems, let's try to get it taken care of beforehand.
That's
what I keep trying to push on there.
All right. Quick question. The state record, is that for a blue or a flathead?
Just a blue.
Just a blue.
Just for a blue cap. Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, you guys are making it tough for this northern guy that's used to catching a flathead.
Last year there was only one flathead brought in. It's all blues.
But nobody fell in releasing their flathead.
Poor Bink.
That was.
Oh,
no. Well, listen, Jody, if there's anything you need from us, please don't hesitate. Craig, it's wonderful to have you on the show tonight. It really is. It meant a lot. I kind of knew what was going on, but I really didn't. And you guys have put together a great program for Scott.
It's going to
Craig,
be
thank you so much for everything you've done, man.
No,
Kyle,
thank you, Jody. It's all you. It's all you.
Hey, man. It was all you helping me get this thing done. So thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for representing Scott's family like you have.
Yeah, I love them just like I did him. They meant the most to him and those grandkids, and I'm just glad we can be a part of something like this.
That's right.
That's right. We're gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Well, all right, gentlemen.
Well, thanks
Amen,
a bunch, and I'll be tuning in if I get everything loaded up for Facebook Live, Jody.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Well, everybody take care, and we'll see y'all here in a little bit.
All right.
See ya.
Thanks a lot,
All right.
guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, Doc,
That's pretty awesome.
that is
That
is.
is pretty awesome.
I kind of knew some of it, but I didn't know to the extent. And that is a wonderful project they put together. And I knew Scott, and he was an outstanding guy. There was not a finer guy that you ever wanted to be around. He's just a ton of fun, and the highest respect for everybody who's around, and he's just that way, you know. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great project. How about Doc's tip of the week?
Doc's tip of the week. Looky here. Tool time coming at you. For those of you that have issues with tires, this is one of the handiest tools that you can own. This is a Milwaukee impact wrench. And I use this to change the tires, anything I need to do. If you get stuck out on the road with a breakdown, this thing, for us old guys that are older than dirt like Lyle, this will really help you to change out your unit. This is 18 volt. It's kind of expensive. It'll run you about $300, but it is $300 well worth spent. I know you guys will spend $300 on a rod and reel, but if you have breakdowns, this thing will really save you. It's a Milwaukee Impact. Great piece of equipment to carry on board your truck for any kind of breakdown on your truck or even on your boat. This will really save your back. And that's Doc's tip for the week.
And don't forget to charge it up.
And don't forget to charge it up.
Great tip, Doc. It goes
Yeah,
along.
because we used it on banks at Mississippi River Monsters. You know, I went and got it. He came in there. He goes, "Man, I got a bad bearing. I got this stuff for you, buddy." I pulled that right out of there, and away he went.
Yep, it saved a lot of time down there. And if you're on the side of the road, time is a factor because you don't want to get the button. I've been there. I didn't like it. I know you've been there, and you don't like it either.
No,
There's no picnic to it. Okay, everybody.
We've had a great show tonight.
We've had a great show.
Yeah, we are at a 1 hour and 55 minutes. This is crazy.
It is crazy. Next week, we're not going to be here on Christmas Day. We will be live Tuesday night. Tuesday night, the 26th, and we're going to have Glenn Flowers, and we're going to be talking about wintertime flatheads. Doc and Glenn is liable to go at it for another 2 hours.
Oh yeah, he's talking my language. I love my flatheads.
It'll be a great show. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yep. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I wore my Santa red Catfish Weekly shirts, which we still have a few of those.
I got my
whisker wear gray on.
Whisker wear hat. Everybody, thanks for the thumbs up. 117 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. I think the 2 thumbs down came from that guy I got rid of.
Probably so, and that's okay.
So that's cool. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you joining us. And we will see you next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday, right? Yep, 26.
7 o'clock Central. Thanks for watching Catfish Weekly.